It is Friday, May 10th. Happy Friday, everybody. And the Dong Report is back in your life. I'm Matt Modai, and I have 3 Dong picks, home run predictions for you guys to lock in for today's MLB betting slate. We had a horrible run to start the year, but there are a lot of signs that we are coming out of that. That continued yesterday, right? We got to do a recap from yesterday. As we had a good day on the Dong Report yesterday, I gave out 3 picks yesterday. We got one of those 3 to hit a home run. Thanks to the odds, all you need is one to cash and you will be profitable for the day, which is exactly what happened yesterday. So we got Yordan Alvarez to hit a home run. Yesterday we were 1-2, up 1.15 units on the day. Not breaking the bank by any means, but still a day in which we are in the green on the Dong Report is going to be a very good day in my opinion. Yesterday, 1-2, up 1.15 units on the entire season. We still admittedly do have a ways to go to get back our losses that we made at the beginning of April. But as I mentioned, there are signs that we are coming out of that. So if you just look at the data from April 21st and on, which I understand that's a pretty arbitrary date, just drawing the line in the sand, basically when we started getting on a hot streak. So nothing dramatically changed on that date. But if you will allow me to be arbitrary for a second, since that date, we are up over 7 units since April 21st, which kind of just shows you how bad it was to begin the month. But also shows you that we are well on our way getting out of that. So let's hope that we can continue the success, have another day in the green today. If you are new to my channel, I would appreciate it if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. And then for this specific video, if you could comment. I love reading through all the comments. And then the last thing I'll mention before I get into today's bangers is that I do have a Dub Club where I send all my picks out for only $5 a month. Get sent directly to your phone via text, email, or Telegram. I will say, the picks that you get on Duck Club, they're the same picks that I give out for free on YouTube and on Twitter. I just send them out early on Duck Club. So as soon as I decide what a play is, the very first thing I do is send them out. So if you don't want to watch the YouTube videos, if you don't care about the YouTube videos, or if the odds change, that would be your logic for getting the Duck Club, right? A lot of times, by the time people watch the YouTube videos, the odds are different. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that, right? By the time I record, edit, post, sometimes the odds change. Dub Club is my way to combat that. If you want to spend the $5 a month, I'd love to have you. If you'd rather just get everything for free on YouTube and on Twitter, I'd love to have you there as well. I just like to give people the option. But enough of that. You're only as good as your most recent dongs. So let's hope that we can have another dong today, continue to get donged. That's now been 3 of 4 days this week in which we've been into the green, which I meant to mention that earlier, but I'm mentioning it now. So let's get into it. First play. Dodgers versus Padres. I'm taking Shohei Ohtani to hit a home run plus 320 odds at FanDuel. You might have heard of this guy. Ohtani is a pretty good batter. Anytime you can get him above plus 300 odds, you should take advantage of that and you should thank your lucky stars that you were able to get those odds. Getting him above 300 feels like an absolute gift. Now, it's a gift that I understand why the books are giving us that gift, right? It's because it's being played at Padres Stadium, which is not a hitter's park by any means. Generally one of the worst stadiums when it comes to home runs to be hit. And it's not a great weather day there as well. Now, it's not the worst day in the world. It's not like it's going to be impossible for home runs to be hit. It's just not the best weather game in the world, which admittedly never is at Padres Stadium. I'm not scared off of the weather. It's not bad enough that would make it so I don't want to touch this game at all. And I think this is a phenomenal spot for Shohei Ohtani. For starters, turns out that guy is pretty good at hitting baseballs, at hitting dongs. His numbers are just crazy. Over the last 2 weeks, he's got an ISO rate of 34.9%. ISO rate, if you're new to my channel, stands for isolated power. Measures how much power a batter has. Anything that is 25% and above is considered excellent. He's up at 35%. That's 10th best in the MLB over the last 2 weeks. He's got a barrel rate of 27.3%. An absolutely ridiculous barrel rate number. So as I mentioned, ISO rate measures power. Barrel rate measures contact, right? How often you hit the barrel of the bat when you make contact with the ball in the bat. How well you make solid contact. How frequently, you make solid contact. That's why I like to look at both ISO rate and barrel rate. One measures power, one measures contact. That power plus contact equals dong when both are good. And his barrel rate of 27.3%, that is a ridiculous number. That is number 1 in the MLB over the last 2 weeks. Anything that is 15% and above is considered excellent. His being at 27.3% is crazy. And then you look at his other advanced stats as well. Those are all pretty good. Hard hit rate, 57.6%. That's 11th best in the MLB. How often is he getting a hard hit when he makes contact? Almost 60% of the time. Average exit velocity, 94.5 miles per hour. Measures when he makes contact, what is the average speed of the ball off the bat? 94.5% is not quite 95 miles per hour, which is considered a hard hit. That number is still 12th best in the MLB. Still a very good number. And he also has a massive advantage over the Padres pitcher as well. They are throwing out Michael King on the mound for starters. He's a right-handed pitcher. Ohtani annihilates right-handed pitching. His ISO rate against righties specifically is up to 42.5%. That's up all the way from 18.5% against lefties. So it's the difference between being like Barry Bonds level power hitter versus below average power hitter, righties versus lefties. 8 of Ohtani's 11 home runs this year have come against right-handed pitching. And the pitcher he's going up against is a righty. And he's a righty that's not a good right-handed pitcher either. He's got a home run per 9 of 2.14. That's terrible. He allows a barrel rate of about 10%. That's terrible. Allows a decently high fly ball ratio and pull rate as well. And Ohtani's crushed this guy in his career. He's got 9 at-bats against him in his career. He's taken him yard in 3 of those 9 at-bats. 1/3 of the time, Ohtani hits a home run against this guy, including doing so back on April 12th, the last time these two this last time he saw Michael King. He hit a no-doubter off of him. The weather won't impact the type of power that Ohtani had in that pitch when he got that pitch, I should say, and hit it out of the yard. He could do easily the same thing tonight. Let's hope he does. Next up, we're actually sticking in the same game here. Another Dodgers hitter, Max Muncy, to hit a home run, plus 440 odds at FanDuel. Another situation where we are getting incredible odds. Same reason why, right? It's because of the weather at the stadium. But Max Muncy is a left-handed batter who gets the same advantages going up against a really bad pitcher of the Padres, right? Everything that I just mentioned about how bad Michael King is pitching for the Padres, obviously that applies to Muncy as well. And Muncy is similar to Shohei Ohtani in that he hits right-handed pitching for a lot more power than he does lefties. Also similar to Ohtani, he has success against this specific pitcher. He only has 6 plate appearances against him. One of those was a walk, so he's got 5 at-bats. In those 5 at-bats, he has 1 home run and 1 double. Very good stats against him as well. And Muncy, also similar to Ohtani, a lot of similarities that you're seeing here. He's just been mashing recently. Muncy has an ISO rate of 50% over the last 2 weeks. 50% is a crazy number. That is number 1 in the MLB by a pretty decent margin. He also has a barrel rate of 18.5%. That's considered excellent. And his ancillary metrics are also really, really good. Fly ball ratio of 59.3%. Generally, the best home run hitters have a fly ball ratio of 50% and above. 60% of the time, Muncy's hitting a fly ball. That's just a crazy number. When you're asking for a guy to hit home runs, it bodes really well for future home runs. Fly ball ratio is pretty predictive, right? If you're getting the ball in the air that frequently, you're more likely to hit home runs. A pull rate of 48.1%, that's also really good. The best home run hitters also have a generally pretty high pull rate. Close to 50% there is very good. And as I mentioned, he's better against righties than he is against lefties. 7 of his 9 home runs this year have come against right-handed pitching. His ISO rate is up to 32.9% against right-handed pitching, up from 22.9% against lefties. That number against lefties is still in the great category. 20 to 25% is great, but it's not excellent. Muncy should be able to hit this guy yard. Let's hope he does as our second pick. Third up, final pick of the evening. We're heading to the Braves versus Mets game, and I'm taking Marcel Ozuna to hit a home run, plus 450 odds at FanDuel. Another chalk batter that we're getting better odds than you normally see on him. Marcel Ozuna is normally in the 300s. Getting him at plus 450 is a really good price. It's very similar to the first 2 batters. I understand why the price is the way it is. It's because this is also not a great weather game. It's a little bit colder at Mets Stadium, but it also does have some humidity, and the carries shouldn't be terrible. Again, it's not a game where it's like impossible for home runs to be hit. Ozuna hits for pretty good power. If he gets a hold of one, he'll be able to hit a home run even in the non-ideal weather conditions. Now, Ozuna did have a drought back in the end of April and early May where he didn't hit a home run in 11 straight games. It does seem like he is on his way out of that slump because he's hit a home run in 2 of his last 3 games. He actually has hit 3 home runs in his last 3 games because back on May 8th, the last game that the Braves played, he hit 2 home runs. So they had an off day yesterday. So the hope here is that the off day yesterday wipes away this fear of him not being able to hit a home run in 2 games in a row. And the hope here is that we're catching him in the middle of a heater, which we've definitely seen him go on home run binges before. Over the last 2 weeks, he's got an ISO rate of 32.4%, a barrel rate of 16.7%. Both of those are in the excellent category. Good to go there. Similar to Muncy and Ohtani, awesome metrics elsewhere as well. Fly ball ratio of 66.7%, literally two-thirds of the time he makes contact. That's a fly ball. That's even better than the Muncy numbers. He has an average exit velocity of 95.3 miles per hour, meaning every time he makes contact, he averages a hard hit in terms of how fast the ball leaves the bat. That's really good. He also has an average launch angle of 24.4 degrees. Now, launch angle and average exit velocity are very important for home runs. The sweet spot for a dong is 25 to 35 degrees of launch angle with an exit velocity of 95 miles per hour and above. You look at Ozuna's stats, he's basically averaging a sweet spot in terms of launch angle and average exit velocity every time he makes contact. That's incredible. He's also going up against a left-handed pitcher, and Ozuna is generally a better batter against lefties than he is against righties. His ISO rate is 30.6%. That's in the excellent category. Technically, I will say his ISO rate specifically is higher against right-handed pitching than it is against left-handed pitching. But you look at every single other metric, shows him being a better batter against lefties. So while he did go on a home run binge specifically against righties, I'm guessing as the season goes on, you're going to see that ISO rate flip, and it's going to end the year higher against lefties than righties, which is not the case now. Regardless, I love this spot from Marcel Ozuna to hit a home run, and that's all we got. 3 dong predictions for you guys to lock in. All we need is one of these 3 to hit a home run, and we will be in the green for the day. If all 3 hit a home run, we will be rich, so let's hope for that. I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe. Make sure to check out the Dub Club if you are interested there. That's all we got. So thanks again for watching, and have a good one.